Hi everybody, this is Al Palumbo from Resumeble. Today we're going to talk about the length of your resume. The current myth has it that there should only be a one-page resume. Now there was a very good reason why there was only a one-page resume back in the old days, and I mean like 5 or 10 years ago. And that's because hiring managers had to sift through stacks of resumes, and they had short attention spans, and they want to read maybe 2 or 3 pages. So the rule of thumb was submit one page. But lots of things have changed since then thanks to technology and applicant tracking systems. It is no longer necessary for a hiring manager to pour through stacks of papers when a machine can parse the resume through an applicant tracking system. So the need for a one-page resume is no longer relevant. Now there are some cases where you should have a one-page resume, and that might be if you're a recent college graduate, or you have less than 5 years of experience, or maybe you're a career changer and a lot of the experience that you do have doesn't directly relate to what you're looking for now, so you can actually have a more compact resume to focus on your transferable skills. But except for those 2 instances, I recommend don't be afraid to use the real estate that you need to make your case and go to 2 pages. Okay, applicant tracking systems don't mind if you have a 2-page resume. The system's looking for a clean document, one that has white space, one that doesn't have graphs and tables and columns and things that are going to make it confused when it tries to parse your resume and look for keywords. So a nice clean resume over 2 pages in a 10-point font with maybe a 12 or 14-point font heading is acceptable. Okay. The other thing you want to do is not write paragraphs. Employers do not like to read paragraphs. They like to skim a resume. So the best approach is to have a bullet resume. So you want to have bullet points that mostly focus on accomplishments. What's the value that you brought to that job when you were doing it, more so than all the minute details of what that job is. We don't want to write a job description. We want to write a nice, short, concise description in your resume for each job that really shows how you shined in that position and why the employer should hire you. You also want to show why that experience and those accomplishments are relevant for the job you're applying for now. The resume format we always recommend for a 2-page resume. You start off with the contact information at the top, your phone number, your email address, your LinkedIn profile. If you have one, I think you should always include that. You don't necessarily have to put down your address or your city or your state. That's less important, especially with remote jobs and hybrid jobs. The other thing is you want to make sure that you have the core skills that are necessary for that resume to resonate for the position that you're applying for. Very simply stated, look at the job posting. Look at what they're asking for. What are the skills they're calling out? Put those skills in your core skills section. This makes it much more likely that your resume is going to be read by somebody. Follow that with your work history. Okay, you only need to go back 10 to 15 years unless the older experience is so relevant that you want to put it in there. But if you can stick to the 10 to 15 year period, it's easy to keep your length of your resume to the 2 pages that we're talking about. Okay, I would follow that with an education section, all your certifications, certainly your technology skills, especially if they call it out in the job posting. And then as far as community service, things like that, if it really will resonate with the employer, there's some relevancy for putting that kind of additional information, by all means, you can do that. But you want to keep the resume to 2 pages. Okay, now sometimes you have to submit a 1-page resume. A recruiter may say, Al, I want you to only give me 1 page. So what do you do? Okay, in that case, what I would do, I would go no more than 10 years back. I would use very short and to the point, punchy sentences. Okay, bullet points, no more than 3 to each job, maybe 4 if you really have to stretch it. Okay, and again, you want to focus on accomplishments. This is what you did. This was how you did it. 1, 2, 3, give them a real sense of who you are. Okay, use a 10-point font. Put the margins at 0.5 around all 4 sides of it. And I think you can actually do that. But again, I would only go to 1 page, especially if I have mid-level or senior level experience, if they're specifically asking you for it. Otherwise, there's really no need to do that. Okay, so if we can help you in any way, help transform that resume, get it from 5 pages to 2 pages, or get it from 2 pages to 1 page, whatever your needs are, you can call on us at Resumeble. We're ready to help. Thank you.